Hi, all, and welcome to Monday night's All Meta Mode podcast. Tonight's special guests are the Copperheads. We have Trey Crawford, Mike Meehan, and Joe Setti. So Gypsy will not be with us tonight as she is traveling back from Ohio. So she'll be, I'm sure, listening later on, but she won't be available to help host the show. So, before we get started with tonight's show, April's issue of Dirt Digest magazine is available. DirtDigestMagazine.com. This is a monthly online treasure hunting magazine. April's issue is jam-packed full of interviews, stories, and advice. Definitely go check it out, DirtDigestMagazine.com. So I'm not going to get into how my last week went, treasure hunting-wise. I know that I've been really excited about this show, so welcome, Copperheads. Hi, Joe. Hi, Trey. How are you both?
Doing well, thank you.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Yeah, we're doing awesome. Thank you for having us on. We're excited.
Very excited.
I see the chat's already going crazy. I'm in here watching it. So, we have some from our live stream in there, too. That's exciting. So thank you for having us, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining. So let's see. To get it started off, how did you all meet?
It's kind of funny. So basically, for Joe and Mike, we all met through work in one way or another. So Joe, I work on a corporate side. Joe works on the retail side, and fate brought us together. And Joe, how much did I annoy you, man, talking about metal detecting?
Non-stop. I used to call him a goober and tell him to get the heck out of my office. He would drive me absolutely insane talking metal detecting.
I mean, it was non-stop. And Joe was one of the only ones that would listen to me. So I appreciate that, Joe.
Finally.
And then, Mike and I do the same exact job, but in different regions. I did the exact same thing to the only person that would listen to us listen to me in the office. And now we're all hunting together, so it's fun.
That's awesome. So, Joe, how long have you been metal detecting then? I'm guessing a little bit later than Trey if he was bugging you.
Yeah, I've only been metal detecting about 2.5 years now, same as Mike. Me and Mike pretty much got into it the same exact time. Trey, I think, is the old-timer of the crew.
Yeah, which is crazy to think. I mean, we have some friends, that have been metal detecting 10, 11 years, but in the grand scheme of things, 3 or 4 years now, if you count some of the days that I was using the bounty hunter and not finding much of anything, but yeah, so that's 3 or 4 years probably for me. So nothing too crazy. We're still young pups.
Well, I know
Yeah, we are.
Before we got started with the show, we were going back and forth about the Instagram, and I think I must have started following you right as you all were starting, or right as you were starting, Trey, and that I had won a Copperheads backpack from an Instagram giveaway. So
that was probably I think we might have done so we have almost 1,600 subscribers. It had to be something with our YouTube channel, 100 subscribers or 500, something very small from where we are now with the grand scheme of things. So yeah, you're the original fan.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. But I was a fan of your stuff. I was a fan of your posts too. I remember a lot of the stuff you were posting back then too. So yeah, you've been there since basically day one, I guess, Amanda.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great to see how much you've all grown. So to get started, kind of into talking about the type of detectors you use, Joe, what machine are you using right now?
The Knox 800 for sure.
Knox. And Trey, do you use the Knox as well?
I do. When the Knox, I think, first dropped, I got the 600, because I was, trying to save some money, and I've been using it ever since. So I love the machine.
That's cool. And you said you started with a bounty hunter?
Yeah, way back in the day,
way back.
I went on Craigslist, and I was interested in it, and I'd never heard of metal detecting before until I think it happened to me like it happens to a lot of people. You start going down these rabbit holes of YouTube, right? You start watching one thing, and it leads to another. Well, somehow I ended up on, his name's Deep Digger Dan, and he was finding, World War I, World War II relics. And I just watched episode after episode and after episode, and I was like, man, I got to try this out. So I went on Craigslist and bought a $50 bounty hunter, and then it just progressed from there, I guess, because and then I was still living in Kansas City. So once I moved out to New Jersey, I was like blown away by how much history is out here on the East Coast compared to what you see in Kansas City. So I ended up getting a Garrett Ace 400, and that's when I found my first flat button, and I found a 1700 straight bust large cent. Those were two of my very first finds, and I got really lucky with those. And after that, I was hooked. There was no way I was not going to metal detect for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So now, are you all in New Jersey?
No, I'm the one up in Connecticut,
Nope.
so I'm the one that gets to commute to them mostly.
Connecticut.
Yeah, so Mike and I are in New Jersey, and we'll make the drive up to you, Joe. We'll come up every now and
every
then.
once in a while they come up and see me.
Well, when you guys...
Although Joe's... sorry.
I was going to say, when you guys head up to Connecticut, it's only another 3 hours to where I am.
Yeah, you're right up the street.
See?
I know.
It's not too bad. Sometimes Joe drives pretty far, so that's just like a normal hunt for him at that point,
Yeah, pretty much.
But Joe's been finding some good stuff up there. That's all I gotta say. I would rather.
Yeah, I have been.
I want to start making some trips up to Connecticut instead of coming down to New Jersey after seeing some of the stuff Joe's been pulling.
I know. I've detected in Connecticut and found some pretty great stuff, so I'm sure. New England, we've got some great stuff. Jersey does too, though. Jersey does too.
I cannot.
Oh, they got
complain.
crazy stuff down there.
This area is, we're blessed in the metal detecting world, being on the East Coast and the Northeast in general, So, I love it.
All right. So,
I'm watching chat here. This is pretty funny.
I know. I see Nancy in there.
Yeah, so many people that we know are in there.
I love it.
Yeah,
I'll
coming to hear you all. So I noticed in a couple of the past videos, and it might have actually been from the end of last year, did I see a few U.S. buckles being pulled?
That was me.
Yeah. What was that, Jeff?
Yeah.
That was my Civil War plate. Yeah, I got lucky up in here in Connecticut on a farm that I was not expecting that to happen. Totally insane and blew me away. I had to call everybody. It was crazy.
I'm sure.
Crazy.
Did you do a little dance or?
I did more than a little dance. I laid on the ground. I prayed to the gods. I called everybody I possibly could. Yeah, it was
he had to change his britches after that one.
Yeah, well, a young kid had reached out to me on Facebook. He wants to learn how to detect, so he had told me that there was a farm that he wanted to take me to that's been hunted, a million times over and over again, and don't really find much. And lo and behold, after I found that, oh boy, I didn't want to show him. It's like I put the plug down. I was like, you don't even want to know. You don't want to know. You just want to go away. He's like, what is it? I'm like, you don't want to know. Yeah, so that was very unexpected. Well, like they always are, right?
Yeah. Yes. Very much
exactly.
Now, I noticed when you all metal detect, you also, if you spot bottles and whatnot, you tend to collect them. Now, do you consider, like, if you found a bottle dump, have you dug a bottle dump or anything like that, Trey? I know that you keep a ton of the bottles.
So that's one thing that we haven't, dove into. We're actually friends with a channel called the Copper Poppers, and they're in Pennsylvania and like the Ohio border, and they love digging privies.
Yeah.
They love it. And they just say, oh, you got to do it. You got to do it. But we haven't really gotten into it yet because we spend so much time on areas that we know have good stuff to metal detect that we just metal detect the entire time. But we haven't gotten into bottle digging just yet. We do have a few spots that we know have potential, but we haven't done it yet. So
it's so funny too because we met them down in Pennsylvania and they were talking about Previes, and me and Trey and Mike were just like, "What is a Previe?" We had no idea what it was.
I could see you.
We had all sorts of questions for them. So.
I could see you all really enjoying it too. And it's hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once you start getting into it, it then becomes like almost an obsession, just as bad as metal detecting. So.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Yep. It's the same thing. You're looking for, some lost treasure and each one of those bottles, like especially ones with the embossings or whatever it may be, have a story behind them. So it's the same scenario as metal detecting. You could find some really interesting and unique stuff. So we're going to get into it. That and magnet fishing. We have a magnet rig, but we haven't used that yet.
But that would be exciting as well. See what y'all find. Especially in, Jersey, I'm sure has got quite a few places you can use the magnet. Same with Connecticut. Yeah, you've got... Go ahead.
I'm almost scared to check the Jersey rivers over here. Who knows what you're going to find?
Wear gloves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, we will get into bottle digging, though. That's for sure.
Nice.
That's for sure, yes.
So, Joe, what are your favorite type of areas to detect, like fields or the woods, lawns?
Being from Connecticut, it's a cellar hole monster over here, so I'm a big woods guy. I mean, not that I'm against the fields. Trust me, I love doing the fields too, but get me in the woods and I'll stay there forever.
Fantastic.
For sure.
And Trey, what about you?
I'm the exact opposite. I
was
love fields. I love fields. Some people will get frustrated because you can walk a field and not hear like a beep or anything for, an hour straight or whatever it may be. But I love that because when you do hit something, it gets you so pumped. It gets you so excited. And then the woods, I need to, get used to the woods because, one, that's spots that usually, especially if you're next to a field, that usually people probably don't go into because it's just harder. You never hear me cussing more in my head than every time I hit a root or every time I hit a branch or whatever it may be. But I want to get into it. But I love fields.
Yeah. I took him to the Boy Scout camp with me, and oh my God, it was just me and him. I thought it was going to be bad after about an hour.
Hey, I got used to it after a little bit.
You did, finally.
Yeah, Scuba Sonia in the chat I see, it said woods equals ticks. That's true, too. I'm not too worried about ticks, but, Lyme disease is a big thing, and ticks are, all over you by the time you're out of the woods. But yeah,
Lyme disease
so I would say
6 times. I get it.
Yeah, so I am a fan of the fields. I also like yards. They can get kind of trashy, but yards are pretty fun too.
I do have to say, the woods, I have found that if you're going in between branches and in down little places, that your face is technically a good way to clear the path of spider webs. So
Yeah, that's
Most definitely on that one. True.
I try to
Just
let
keep your mouth closed.
yes, and let people go ahead of you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh, yeah, that's also a one of the endeavors that makes it treacherous when you're woods hunting. That's for sure. So.
But yeah, ticks are definitely no fun. I think we call them the spawn of Satan.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
They're just horrible little
I just like
demons.
I like how wide you can swing. Like you can cover so much area in the fields. Like you have to be very meticulous in the woods, and sometimes use smaller coils, and you don't cover as much land. So
Trey's just
that's
spoiled.
it. I am gonna do some woods hunting, and I'm gonna like it. That's what I'm telling myself.
Well, once you start finding the finds in the woods, you'll start seeing,
exactly.
because there's no,
It'll be a whole different story, right?
Yeah, because those field coppers, man, they come out pretty toasted. But yet you go into
Yes,
the
they
woods
do.
where there's some good soil, and oh man, the coins come out. Everything comes
Like
out just
burning, yeah.
yep, like the day it fell. Well, little patina
Agreed,
on it,
100% on that one.
Yeah, I see some amazing things come out of Connecticut in those woods by the cellar holes. So, all right, you guys talk me into it. I'll do some woods hunting. You win.
All right, that's okay. Yeah, Joe, you better keep him to it.
Yeah, he says it now, but you wait. We'll see what happens.
All right, so let's say craziest finds or like freakiest that you didn't expect to find, just seems out of place or just all in all strange. Joe, do you have a find like that?
Oh, I do, but I don't know if I can sit on a radio. Yeah, let's just keep it at that. How's that?
Okay, all right. Well, then I'll ask you what your favorite find ever might have been.
Right now, probably the belt plate is my favorite.
Fantastic.
For sure. Yeah, that still to this day makes the hair on my arm stand up.
That's great. Yeah, one of these days. Now, Trey, do you have a craziest freaky that you could say on air?
The one, and I will say this, and I'll keep it PG. The one time I got really creeped out, I was at a park, and I was by myself, and I was metal detecting, and there were some trees, there were some woods there. So but it was kind of wider, like open trees, and I'm swinging. I haven't found much that day, and I see like this thing hanging from the branches, which ended up someone had like twined I think it's called a pentagram.
Mm-hmm.
A pentagram with like some vines or like little pieces of branch or whatever it may be. So that was weird. And as I keep walking, there is an inflatable friend, we should call it, I guess. An inflatable friend that was in the woods, like almost like adjacent to where the pentagram was. I was like, and there was like a makeshift fort that someone had built. And I immediately left. I felt so weird. You ever get the feeling when you're hunting, someone's watching you? I got that feeling as soon as I ran into that blow up friend. I was like, I gotta get out of here. I'm not gonna find anything here that I need to find. So they said that must be the friend that blew out of Ozzy's window. Yeah, maybe that might be it. It just gave you a weird feeling, and to this day, I don't know why, because I'd already started the channel. I really wish I would have videotaped that, and I did not do it because I got out of there.
Have you
Wow,
gone back?
I don't know what to deal with.
Have you gone back since?
I did not go back, but so I was back visiting my parents. My dad went back to the park and ended up, I think he found a couple like Barber dimes there. So I missed out on a couple silvers, but that's okay. All right, I'll let him have it.
So he didn't notice a friend hanging out in the woods at all? In that?
By that time, it was either deflated or had blown away, I think. So who knows? But he's maybe a little more brave than I am.
Oh, man.
That area, though, that he was doing, there was a Civil War battle really close, which was one of the reasons why I was there. And, he never found anything Civil War related, but he did find early 1900s coins. So
that's awesome.
So it relates.
Yeah. Now, in turn, even though you were able to share the craziest find, do you have a favorite find that you'd share? Well, not share with us.
Hard. So it's hard to choose. This year, I finally found my first 2 real, which was very exciting, and that's really fresh on my mind. Some people in the chat are saying I took it home. That is not true.
I was going to say, someone just said you took it home.
And also not sanitary. So, but I found a 2 real recently, which was amazing. And I have a cat bus half dime that I had found on like one of our best days ever. Charlie Harley is in the chat. I saw him. We were hunting with him. That was an amazing find.
We actually both found one that day.
Yeah. So, and then I actually went on a boys' trip with my father, and we went to Spring Detectable, and I found a Roman coin, and I also found a medieval belt plate, and it had like this hand-etched owl in it. So I think overall just the experience out there that we had, and having that being found from like, I think it was like 1200 or 1300 AD or something along those lines, like the experience with that find really probably makes that my favorite overall find. That's for sure.
Now, is that the short that you have on your YouTube as well?
The short is of that day we found the cat bus.
Nice.
So I actually found 2 cat bus coins that day. I found a half dime and a dime. Mm-hmm. And that was the first one. We thought it was a drape, but it ended up being a cat bus dime, and that's what we were freaking out about. So we had an amazing day. It was funny.
It was a crazy day.
Mike had just dug a seated dime, and then I walked from his hole to my hole, which was probably about 20 feet away, and that ended up being a cat bus dime. And then later, we had a friend pull another seated dime, and at the exact same time he did that, Joe pulled his cat bus dime. It was nuts. I had never seen that happen like that. So at the same time, in 2 different scenarios, there was a seated and a cat bus found at the exact same time.
Now, a little flipping back towards the beginning. So how did Copperheads, the name itself for your group, how did that come to be?
Trey?
So So when I decided to start the channel, I had randomly met up with a guy named Clay. So it was Trey and Clay. And we're still really great friends. Him and his wife had a baby, and he's been very busy with work and everything like that, so we haven't really hunted together. But we were out there, and we were finding – I saw him post on the same Facebook page that I was posting. I was like, this son of a gun's taking my metal detecting spots. So I could do one thing. I could send him hate, or I could ask him if we could detect together. So I asked him if we could detect together, and ended up we became really, really good friends. And we went to a farm together. We were finding some good stuff, and we're like, we should video this. And we were trying to think of a name that we could put to the channel. And we really like finding coppers, and we always have coppers on our minds. So we're like, let's do a play on words and call it the Copperhead. And then it kind of stuck. And it's been that way ever since.
It's awesome. Now, how did the plug life come out to be? So, and can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so Plug Life is our live stream that we do on our channel. Thank you, Amanda. I saw you posting the link in the chat for everybody in here. But we do it every Wednesday. Me and Joe and Mike and Eric from the Brotherhood. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, same time as this is. And, Joe, we just get together and we, usually have a guest on, and we just talk about the stuff that we love doing, which is metal detecting and treasure hunting and food. Like sometimes it goes all sorts of directions, for sure. Right, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, the community is unbelievable. We have met so many amazing people through doing this, especially with the live stream. And the people we've actually met and hunted with is even more amazing. It's incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, our little family has grown. I think when we first started, we had like 15 or 20 people watching, maybe. And now we had at one point, we had 120 people on the stream at the same time. So that was probably our best day. But it's just grown, and everybody gets in the chat, and we interact with everyone, and people give Joe crap or give me crap or make fun of Eric. It's just fun. It's just a really good time, and everybody asks their questions and talks about metal detecting and all sorts of stuff. So kind of like what you do, on the podcast. Well, I like podcasts. We don't have to show our ugly mugs. Nice.
Yeah, I just watched Kay's digging it, said it's weird not seeing faces, just your voices. So this is kind of new to some people too.
Kay, we figured we'd give your eyes a break from looking at us for a little bit and do a podcast instead.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing the Plug Life?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good question.
In November. Is that when we started? October, November?
Yeah, October, November. Yeah.
So it's not a long time. We haven't been doing it forever. But it's, at one point I was like, should we stop doing it? Like, I don't know if we necessarily need to. I don't know if people like it. And then Joe was like, what did you say to me, Joe? You're like, people love watching us.
Yeah, because every week I kept just noticing more and more people were coming in. Why stop something that's working so well, We have a blast. I love doing it. It's fun. I was the shy one at first, but not so much anymore, I guess.
No, that's great. And it's a little bit above and beyond what like a Facebook post or Instagram post or even the videos. It goes above and beyond because you have that live interaction, which is a lot of fun. So very cool.
And we have some amazing guests. Yeah, we have some amazing guests on there. I see To Dive into Tech. They're coming in. I think Mark and Angela.
They're coming on next week, the 14th. Yep.
But they're coming on next week, so their channel's really new, and we get to meet new people as we interview them. But then we're also just almost just hanging out with a bunch of friends, just talking. So that's.
Are you guys watching chat? You're killing me already here too. They don't stop.
I know. He said Joe just
don't stop. I get the abuse no matter where I go. Now it doesn't shut up. Thanks. Too funny.
So I know people talk about bucket lists and white whales, and I know, getting into that topic. So I know there's some, though, that don't, they're just happy with whatever they find. And I mean, I like to visualize it, so I have a list. And then I'm constantly adding things and then hope to check them off. But we'll start with Joe. Do you have a white whale or a bucket list? Or
Well, I think everybody's white whale is that elusive gold coin, of course. So that would definitely be number one. And for some ungodly reason, I can't seem to find a trime anywhere. So that would probably be next to number one. How's that?
Trimes aren't easy, man. Those are tiny little
Yeah. Everybody loves Robert De Niro. Thanks, Charlie.
Itty bitty. And you need to definitely, if you know someone that's got one, so you can see if you can run your detector over it, because it surprised me.
Yeah, I think it runs up at like a 16 on the Knox. It's pretty
Trey
crazy
actually
low.
found one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I smacked it. I smacked it with a shovel.
Oh,
He
no.
did smack it.
That
He
was
cried. He cried.
Very depressing day. I thought it was a shotgun shell, and there was probably about an inch of permafrost on the ground. And, I was like, I'm digging this stupid shotgun shell up, and I'm, working so hard for it. And then when I saw it kind of on the side of the plug with a little bit of a sliver taken out of it, I just fell to my knees and I wanted to cry.
He did. He fell right to his knees.
All right. Well, that's sad. It's another reason why. Yeah, that's honestly one of the reasons why I stopped really metal detecting when the ground freezes, is because I think I was destroying. I mean, I've gone out and marked the ground, so that way next to, like, on properties I have. But yeah, I felt that way.
You're patient.
It was
so patient.
Us he-men are too stubborn to do that stuff, and we just go out and chop away. I actually broke a shovel that day, too. I broke my shovel right in half.
Oh, yes. I have broken two. The New England, right? The grounds, and you just have to get out. Now, Trey, do you have a white whale or a bucket list that you keep?
I have coins on there, and I have relics on there. I think one thing that I really want to find that is a little bit more common is a heel plate, like either a four-leaf clover or the heart heel plate. I have not been able to find a heel plate yet, and I see them come up relatively often. So that's probably like one of my. Well, yeah. I know. I don't want to take
you can have mine.
I don't want to take your pity heel plate. No, so I would like to find a heel plate, especially one with either the clover or the heart in it. Obviously, a gold coin is right there at the top of the list. So I want to find some more unique coppers as well. I know Joe just pulled out the Fujio cent, which is one of my favorites. I like that coin a lot. So I would love to do that. And then, some other state coppers. I don't know if I'd pull a Connecticut copper or Vermont or, a Virginia halfpenny or whatever it may be, but some more unique stuff like that,
Yeah. So with the I know that there's multiple events going on this year. Do you all plan on going to any of them, or is there any that are coming up that you might be partaking in that you are excited about?
So I'll talk about the ones that me and Mike are doing soon, and then Joe, you can talk about the one we're doing in October. But we have one in April. It is more of not a local one because we still have to drive a little bit, but there's an event called Come Out Swinging, which is I think the second year that they've done it, and we did the first year as well. And we met a lot of really, really good friends out there. So on April 24th and 25th, they're doing that Come Out Swinging event, which is going to be really fun. It's maxed out at 60 people. And guess what? It's in the woods. So I'll be doing
I was just going to say that, and you beat me to it.
I'll be doing some wood swinging there, so which will be really fun. I think Mike's dad is coming. My dad's going to fly out and do it, and I think a couple other people are bringing their dads. So it's like almost like a father-son hunt while we go out there. So it'll be really cool. I'm excited for that one. And then we got the other one coming up that we're all going to.
Yeah, we're all heading up to Dickstock. Unfortunately, that COVID hit when we had purchased tickets, and we all got, couldn't go. So hopefully this year, fingers crossed.
Awesome.
Come October, we're all able to go up there and have some fun.
Fantastic. So I look forward to meeting you all there.
Oh, yeah, great. We can't wait. That'll be really cool. Bring your backpack.
Yes, I can. I will.
I'll autograph it for you.
Yeah, autograph it for me. That's too funny. Were either of you at the Pound the Ground not last year, but the year before that in New York?
No, I did not go.
We didn't go. Yeah, we didn't go.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. And Trey, will you talk a little bit about Clad for Kids with the Grow Row America that you all participated in last year?
Yeah, of course, because that's something I'm really proud about what we did as a group. So we have a group of videos on our channel that's just it's a playlist just for everything that we found at Grow Row, which is pretty incredible. We probably hunted there, 10 to 15 times and found just an amazing amount of 1700s coinage and relics and all sorts of stuff. But the land itself is owned by America's Grow Row, and they're a nonprofit farm who grows millions of pounds of produce and donates them to needy and hungry families. And we called it Clad for Kids because each year they have kids come out to the farm and they teach them about sustainable eating and healthy eating and what farming's all about. So, we were metal detecting, and I was talking to the president of Grower Row. His name's Chip Palix. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. And he's just a genuinely nice person. And, he originally started the farm with his daughter just as something to do, and then it grew into what he's done now, and they've donated over 10 million pounds of produce. So I was like, man, we got to do something, to help these people, because they weren't asking for any of our finds. He just thought it was an awesome hobby that we do and was loving that we were finding stuff. And I eventually thought, I was like, you know what, let's do Clad for Kids. And, we'll raise money for the farm and just see what we can do. We had a small following at that point. We didn't know really how much we were going to raise, and Chip was very grateful for it. And after everything was said and done and my company matched our total donations, as a group, we raised almost $3,000 for the farm. And for a small, metal detecting YouTube channel with a smaller following with a tight-knit family, to raise $3,000 was something that we were really, really proud of. So I'm actually working again this year to team up with another permission that I am working on right now, who also does kid retreats and helps young adults, develop. So as soon as I can get that permission all through, I still got to talk to one more person. They have about 400 acres on a late 17, early 1800s area. So once we can figure all that stuff out and kind of get a program together that we can all stand behind, we're going to rerun Clad for Kids and see what we can do. My goal is to beat what we did for America's Grower Row, which is pretty lofty, but I think we can do that.
Yeah, and the more people are aware of what you're doing, I'm sure others would be, want to help. So
yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
The biggest hope is that we get, if it's something that someone can stand behind and everyone can support, we get more and more people behind it and sharing the word and what it's going to do for whoever we're donating it for, and it just grows. I hope it grows every year. So.
Yeah, that's great. That's absolutely awesome. I know that I had seen, obviously, it, and was, that's definitely something I could help get behind. This year, last year.
We would love that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, last year.
Absolutely.
I do, in my area, it's hashtag digging for a cause, and all the clad gets matched by me personally, and then
No,
I
that's
donate
wow.
it. I donate it to the food pantry in my area. So
Oh, that's
when I
cool.
heard that, the clad for kids, I'm like, yes, it's catching on. Other people are doing it for their
Yeah.
areas. So I was so excited.
Yeah. Well, you better
So
hope that they don't find too much clout, or you'll be bankrupt for the year,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah. It was
But
more
that's
so
really great, man.
the
That's
clad that
awesome.
I did personally. I didn't think of it on the
Yeah.
big scale, which is what you did, which is phenomenal. Like it's absolutely,
Yeah.
it's great. Like it really is. So definitely
I
something I'm
yeah. I
excited
hope we
to
can.
help with.
Yeah. I hope we can. Yeah. I hope we can roll it out as soon as possible this year. I'm actually reaching out to them tomorrow again, just to see where we're at. People are very cautious, especially when it's a bigger organization. To let just people come on and dig. So,
Yeah.
I've had to talk to a couple different people. So, hopefully we can get that going. I'm excited for that, and then we can get the community behind a good cause again. The depressing thing was at a grower row, they were actually supposed to, when they had the kids come out to the farm, they were going to have the copperheads come out and teach them about metal detecting and the history of the farm. But then COVID hit, obviously, and we weren't able to do it. So it really stinks. I was so excited to do that, and maybe get a couple of young folks into the hobby, and something that they not necessarily might not have ever known about. But the pandemic hit, and it kind of put an end to that. So that stinks.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Well, hopefully this year things will step back up and that can happen again.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers are crossed.
Yes. All right, so it's kind of a funky question, but so Trey, if you could detect anywhere without any rules or regulations, where would you want to detect?
That's a cool question. That's not funky.
No rules, no regulations. It's got to be somewhere in Europe. I don't have anything, nailed down per se. I think one of my most memorable metal detecting trips was when I went to England. So I would say either like somewhere with a deep-rooted history. I mean, somewhere around, maybe Rome or somewhere back in the UK or just somewhere over in Europe that has thousands and thousands of years of history. Here, I would love to do Civil War, just anywhere in Civil War. Yeah, North Jersey said Buckingham Palace. Yeah, so something like that would be so cool. But here we don't get a lot of Civil War history, although you did find your box plate, Joe. But I would love to go somewhere down, a little further south to do a lot of Civil War hunting. I just keep seeing more and more three-ringers and buttons and everything being dug, and I just want to be a part of it for a second. So in the States, probably somewhere Civil War related. Everyone would say like Gettysburg or something like that, but I would like to do, really anything Civil War related. But then anywhere in Europe at this point, I would love to go. What about you, Joe? Where do you want to go?
Pretty much exactly what you said. I mean, I don't think there's anywhere else in the world that I would want to go other than there. I mean, you've experienced it. I have not. But I would love to be that, or Ireland. Ireland is another one that I would die for to go to, for sure.
I know. I constantly joke around that I wish I had known about metal or really was still into metal detecting when I was in Ireland, because that would have been great.
That crazy there, insane.
Now, who was saying that it was illegal in all of Ireland or illegal all in Scotland? One of the two. That's what someone had said on our live stream
I had met a guy on actually. I met a guy in
TikTok
is it
Scotland?
And he, I think Scotland, but he metal detects Ireland all the time. Amazing stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends in Ireland. They do the mudlarking and detecting.
Yeah.
A little update on that box plate, by the way, is I actually found the soldier.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything to anybody, but I found out 2 days ago.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy.
It chases right back to the name of the family farm and where he's buried. Crazy, right?
Yeah, that is.
And it wasn't me who found it. It was the guy I was with who actually found it. He sent it to all the info to me. It's pretty crazy.
That's so cool.
That is cool.
Yep.
That is cool. I'm surprised, just sidestepping to the places to detect, I'm thinking more and more about how, we get a big group together and go visit Oak Island and maybe we'll find something.
I said the same thing. I said the same exact thing. Invite us all down there. We can solve that mystery easy.
Yes.
In a day, we'd have it solved. What is going on with that guy?
Honestly, you get
Did you see that? Did you see his newest detector? He's got that frigging coil. What is it, like 47 inches round, or whatever the heck he was using?
No.
What is he doing?
I haven't noticed I've missed the last few, but every time I watch it, I'm just constantly like, just invite more of us. We'll find stuff. I'm yelling. I can't do it anymore. I stopped. I stopped watching a while back and started picking it up here and there.
I did the same thing.
And yeah, I'm constantly. We'll give you more than one top pocket find.
Well, I mean, think of it this way: if they find the gold, the treasure, the show is over, right?
True.
So they can't just, they got to drag it. It was probably already found. We just don't know it.
Even though,
conspiracy of the year.
If you get 50 detectorists up there, and each season you focus on, say, 5 of them, you could still play it out pretty good.
But I wonder how much detecting he actually does off camera. Do you think they let him, or do you think it's just to the show? Because if it was me, I'd be like sneaking out at night, be like, "See you guys." No,
I'm not sure. I think prior it was off air and then kind of one of those, hey, look what I found on it, while they taped. But now I'm not sure because they.
Fine. Bobby Douglas.
Yeah. I have no idea. Again, it's just one of those things where I'm like, why don't you just get a good group of detectorists and like honestly that just want to share in the excitement of finding, but what are you gonna do? Definitely.
Keep watching.
Yes, true. No, I'm not doing it anymore. So how can everyone find you and see you? Whether I know I posted your YouTube, but are you Facebook group, Instagram, TikTok, any of those?
Yeah. So we have pretty much all of the above, I guess. Other than we do have a Twitter, but it's not an active Twitter. But we have obviously our YouTube, so that's where we share most of our content and try to grow our following, especially with Plug Life and all of our videos that are coming out. We have our Instagram, which is _copper_heads, which I'll post in there so people can see it. And then we also have the Copperheads Metal Detecting Facebook group too. So that's where we're most active. We post all of our finds and all of our videos, and then each one of us, I guess, Joe, we both have a TikTok too. So we're dabbling a little bit in that. I watch TikTok way too much, but I need to post a little bit more. Yeah, so I need to post a little bit more. It's fun to do, and it's very easy for somehow the video to catch the algorithm, and so many people are watching it that
so many people.
Yeah. So it's easy to get 7,000 views on a video. You know what I mean? And so it's worth it, at least a try, and it's fun to share the share the content. So
Charlie wrote TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and FBI.
That's true. The FBI enjoys our content, Charlie. So
Oh, good. I am.
We don't mind. We don't mind sharing to them.
Yeah, we don't mind sharing.
Had to go check. I am following you all on TikTok. That's
Perfect.
good. Hey, I just learned that if you put the lid back on the mustard, you can actually click it in to the back. There's a little spot, so that way the cap doesn't get. Didn't know that. It blew my mind.
The amazing part that the things you learn as an adult watching a predominantly child app is just amazing to me.
Yep.
So no, it's
Life
yeah, but the crazy thing about TikTok is you don't realize how many metal detectors are actually on there. There's a large group from Russia.
There's tons.
Huge group from Russia. There's a ton of them on there. I've met so many people through TikTok.
So it has been requested by Ohio Relic Hunter. I had it on the list and wanted to make sure. So we have a question that we ask. It's been a while, I think, since we asked it. But Joe, we'll start with you. If you could be a superhero metal detecting and have those superhero powers, who would you be and why?
Oh, this has got to be an easy one, right?
That's a little, I'm trying to think. Maybe Superman, I guess, would be my superhero with his X-ray vision and all that good stuff. I can look right into the ground, check it out before we dig it. You know,
you got to be Magneto. The guy who just like can get anything.
Who the heck
metal.
is Magneto?
Isn't he the guy that's just the who like is like a magnet and gets all the metal? But I guess if you are, you wouldn't be able to get gold.
Yeah, but is it going to come out of the ground? Like ambient girl said, boring, Joe, boring. Sorry, I'm not a big superhero guy.
Help me out, chat. Is that the guy that can like bring metal to him? Oh, see, Nancy said that's right, Trey. Magneto. See, but like most coins aren't magnetic, so I'm starting to regret my my decision. I guess I thought it was so easy, but I wouldn't.
Well, that would tell you that I'm not a comic book guy. I guess.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Who else would be good at? Who would you be, Amanda? Who's good? Who would be
all
good
these
at,
youngsters?
Mole Man or Ant-Man? I guess you could be Ant-Man.
Yeah, I'd originally, when I forever ago was asked, it was like Catwoman because you could slink around and not be noticed. And
but it's okay to be Catwoman, but it's not cool to be Superman. I don't get that.
No, Superman's good. That was chat.
Well,
that wasn't me.
Man, who I've never even heard about ever.
Come on, man. And I don't know who else. Who has like Who else has X-ray vision?
Oh, see, so mine wasn't so stupid after all. Boring, was it?
No, I don't think so. I think that's a good idea, having like X-ray vision where you can just see the fines.
Yeah, then you can dig it, right?
Listen, I'm not hating on that. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
I'm the one who says, I'm the one who says be a magnet, and then most of the stuff we find isn't even magnetic. So maybe I could. Can I slink the power a little bit and have him just bring anything metal out of the ground?
Yeah. Well, Superman too. You get a phone call from so and so in the next field over. That's actually like 2 miles up the way. You can fly to it.
Just fly, right?
So that's pretty good.
See, you're catching the vibe. You get it.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to come metal detect where? I'll be right there. Ah, jeez.
Doctor Strange, so you can travel in time. Oh, that's a good one. The Doctor Strange, so you can travel in time to see where people drop stuff in the pack. That's really good. That's good.
Cool. I'll buy that one.
Someone just deleted. I didn't see who it was. Someone said you could fly if you were Superman. You could fly to different planets, and that would be virgin ground. That's true. I bet the moon hasn't been metal detected much. So.
It's very true.
I like that question, though.
Yeah, that was a cool question, actually.
So you've got some traveling coming up, so that sounds pretty cool. So in 2 weeks or so, you'll be doing the come out swinging. Now, what state is that in?
Yep. That's in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get down there.
I believe it's
family in PA.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's the Boyertown Historical Society, I believe, who puts it on. We actually had them on our live stream, and before the last event, and there was some pretty cool stuff found. It's a different location, but Reals were pulled, coppers were pulled, plenty of crotal bells were pulled. I think one of the coolest things is one of our friends now, he found a like this little cylinder, and you could open the cylinder up, and it was it Mary? Like a little statue
I think it was
of
Mary holding a child.
Yeah, inside the little tube, which
tube was copper.
It was made out of like
kind of cool.
Yeah. So I had never seen anything like that, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's strange.
And it opened. I mean, like, he opened it right up, and that thing came out. We're just like, wow. There's actually a name for it if you search it. It's I forgot what it is.
Yeah, I do. Cool. I do forget what it was called.
That's crazy. So who do you have on for Wednesday's show?
Wednesday we have To Dive into Detect.
No, not this Wednesday.
Sorry.
That's next Wednesday.
Oh, no, Wednesday. We actually don't have a guest this Wednesday. So if anyone's looking to be a part of it, I invited someone so far, but I haven't heard anything back. So
what about Amanda? We can ask her.
Amanda, if you're not
we'll put her on the spot.
If
you're not busy Wednesday night,
bring your Spreaker family over.
I will have to check my calendar and get back to you on that.
Okay, perfect. But yeah, so right now, if your calendar is free or not free, we have an open spot for Wednesday, and then the weekend after that is To Dive into Tech. So
they're a New Jersey group, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brand
new. Very, very new. They just put out some of their first metal detecting videos, and I think they had one Knox, and now they have two Knoxes. So that's good. I saw them post not too long ago.
Yeah, they're actually in chat, I believe.
I saw them, earlier. So,
yeah,
guys.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming on our show tonight. Before we close it up, I'm going to say, does anybody in chat have any questions for Joe or Trey?
Oh, good God.
Grill us.
Don't ask that question.
Grill us, people.
Oh, there they are right there. Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Hi, Mark. Hi, Angel. Yeah. I saw them in here earlier, but yeah.
Mark Thomas is in this chat, so I'm scared right now.
Oh, gosh. If they're not asking right now, please, if you haven't checked out our live stream on Plug Life, come to us on Wednesday. It's really fun, and we like to meet new people and talk to new people, and we're very interactive with the chat. So, Scuba Sonia said, when can I come dig with y'all?
Dig with
That's
y'all
true.
Anytime.
You know what? We're working on some permissions now, but if we can get one that's big enough, I mean, you're so close. We have Charlie said, did Trey reach his 21st birthday yet? I can finally drink I can finally drink alcoholic drinks now, Charlie. Yes, thank you. But yeah, so Sonia is very close. She's in New Jersey as well. So there's a whole bunch of Jersey peeps out there that we actually haven't metal detected with yet. So.
And there's not that many Connecticut peeps out there.
Is that Mark? Cookie Markster?
Yeah.
The Cookie Markster? That's Mark.
Oh, of course it is.
He comes in here under a different name every time he's in here.
Oh, I love it. That's
his cover is blown.
It's not surprising, but hilarious. But yeah, Sonia, soon, I hope. So, anybody else?
No questions? Good. We're safe.
All right. Yeah.
Mark said hi, Owen.
I appreciate.
One day I shall hunt with the copperheads, cave digging it. Yes, you will.
One day.
I appreciate you both coming on the show tonight. It was great.
Thank you for having us. So we had such a good time.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I hope we didn't scare this Spreakster crew away. That's the only thing. I hope we didn't do that.
No.
So.
We're all detectorists. We all want to find treasure and enjoy it. So thank you all. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Make sure you check out tomorrow night's All Metal Mode with Dorian and Dennis. I think it's still going to be happening. And then next Monday, Gypsy should be back, so we'll hear about her trip. So again, thank you, Copperheads. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Trey. I really appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a great night. All right. Good night, all.
Good night.